Hey, welcome back, government class. It is Wednesday, February 10th, 2021. Hope you're having a wonderful week so far. Today, three things on the schedule, and that's it. Let's try to get through them so we don't have another 20-minute video, all right? Real quick. Last class review, elections and voting. We talked about a few things in addition to our voting and our elections. We talked about gerrymandering. What is gerrymandering? Gerrymandering is when we count all the people up and we make the lines, but we do it in the favor of one party over another, or one group over another. It's not very fair, but it's completely legal. It's a way to get more people in Congress than you really should have. It's not cool, not a good thing, but completely legal. We talked about the primary election. Remember, the primary election comes first. It narrows down all the candidates to one from each party. So all the 20 Democrats that are running for president, the primary elections narrow them down to one. All the 20 people running for president on the Republican side, it narrows them down to one. And then you have those two people who are going to be the nominees. You have the national conventions where they go ahead, they nominate the president and the vice president. The president gets to choose who they want to be their vice president. Then they create their party platform. They meet with some lobbyists. They also wear some really funny hats, and everybody has a grand old time. And they meet with lobbyists to try to get support. Now, after that is when you have the general election, and the general election is held when? Yeah, it's a tough one. Ooh, I smell a quiz question coming there. The first Tuesday after the first Monday in November in even-numbered years. Almost forgot the November part. That's when we have a general election every 4 years. So every other general election is a presidential election, and we elect a president like we just did. So in 2020. In 2022, we'll have a general election, but it's not a presidential election. That won't happen until 2024. All right. Now, for today's class, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about political parties, which we know, compared to interest groups. Maybe you've heard of interest groups. Interest groups are a little bit different than a political party. All right? They're not nearly as large. On the board behind me, I have what we came up with together as a class as our definition for a political party. They're a group of people, a large group of people, with common interests. And what do they want to do? They want to do four things. They want to nominate candidates. And they want to nominate a good candidate. Why? Because if they have a good candidate, they'll win an election, whether it's a presidential election, a Senate election, an election for governor, House of Reps, whatever. They want to win elections because if they win elections, they can control government. And if you're in control of government, you get to influence policy or make laws, is what we said. Now, an interest group, a little bit different. They are a group of people with one common interest. Uno, solamente uno. They don't want to do a bunch of the different things that political parties do. All those things that you looked up and researched about on the political party platforms, they don't care about any of that. They care about one thing. Now, there's different interest groups that care about different things. A very famous one is called the NRA. Does anybody know what the NRA stands for? National Rifle Association. The National Rifle Association. They are an interest group. What do you think they care about? Yeah, rifles and guns. Really just guns, guns, guns. That is their main driving force. They care about one thing, and it's guns. They don't care about nominating candidates to win elections to control government. They don't care about pro-life, pro-choice, the environment, traditional versus non-traditional marriage. They don't care about any of that. They care about guns. All right? So they do not nominate candidates. They do not win elections because they don't run for elections. They try to get people who are going to be a candidate that will win an election to care about their one thing. Not to control government, but they want them to make a law that is favorable to this group right here. So they start meeting and they make direct contact with a political party or a leader. And that's something called lobbying, which is what we talked about a little bit last class. This class, you're going to do a little bit of reading, and you have an entire worksheet to fill out today. So what we're going to do is this. Instead of posting the reading on the website, I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to post the pages on the next slide here in a couple of seconds. I'm also going to send you pictures of those pages because I know sometimes it's blurry on the computer and you guys can't read exactly what you need to read. But I'm going to post that, and I'm going to post what you're supposed to be doing, the handout that we're working on today. I've already emailed you the pictures. I've emailed you the handout, but they're both going to be on here just in case you need a little bit of a reference. Come back, watch this video, and I'll explain exactly what we are doing, so on and so forth. So let's go ahead, take a look at that reading and take a look at the assignment right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is the first page of your handout today. Don't worry, I'm going to send these pictures to you as well in your email. They should already be there. And what you have here is section 1. You have 3 questions with some sub-questions. Right here, all of these questions in section 1 can be found beginning on page 503. All right, 503 for section 1. Start reading there and then continue on. The answers are in chronological order. Section 2, you're going to read pages 505 to 506. And if you look, we have 1, 2 questions, and then it takes us to 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Like I said, those 7 questions can all be found on pages 505 to 506. Now finally, section 3 says interest groups at work, page 495. I did not send you that page. I want you to use the internet for these 2 questions. But that's it, just these 2 questions. When you get to questions 3, 4, and 5, I want you to read pages 508 to 511. So all the answers are in order, starting with section 1, section 2, section 3. It matches up with your reading. Now here are the pages for your reading, and don't worry, I will send you these as well. All right, and that is it for the reading. Remember, if you need to, just hit pause to read if you want to read these pages on the video. If you prefer to read them via the pictures I sent you in your email, you can certainly do that as well. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Just in case you didn't see it in your email, you now have it on video, but all those pages and the handout will be in your email. If you haven't checked, go check now. It's there, trust me. That is it for today. Your assignment and your attendance question going to be the same thing. 2 things. You need to obviously read the pages I sent you that we just looked at and then complete all 3 sections of the handout. It's a lot of work to do. You're going to have a lot of stuff to do today, so make sure you get cracking on this one now. Make sure you get it to me as soon as you can. As soon as this video is done, get to work on this puppy because you obviously have 3 different sections you got to fill out plus reading. So make sure you kind of, get going on this one. That is it for today. On Friday, we're not going to do a weekly review quiz because, like I told you, we got a test coming up next week. No school on Monday, like I said last class, but you got a test coming up next week. So on Friday, we're going to do a review, and you're going to have a study guide to complete. Hopefully, if you have any questions, start preparing them. You can send them in to me on Friday, and I'll answer any questions you have about the study guide or about anything we've covered this unit. And the next class after that, which I believe will be Wednesday, we'll go ahead and we'll test you up, all right? So I'm I'm here. If you have any questions on this assignment today, just shoot me an email. I'll respond as soon as possible. If not, you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we'll see you on Friday. Take care.